Hello, and welcome to this amazing training. Welcome to this amazing training. If you are here, let me know. Amazing. So great to have you here. Let us see how many people we have live. Okay. Welcome. Olusala, I see you. Um, amazing. Great. Let's wait for more people to join. While we wait for more people to join, how are you doing today? Hope you're great. Hope you're good. Amazing. Welcome to the Focus Switch training. Welcome, guys. Welcome. If you can hear me clearly, do me a favor, drop a hello in the chat. Just one word so I know you are with me. Okay? Say hello in the chat. Welcome, Rachel. Welcome, Wilson. Welcome, Najomo. Welcome. Right? So, listen, I want you to do something for me before we even start. So, wherever you are right now, if you are holding a phone, right, I want to put it on a stand, or prop it against something. Prop it against something. If you're on a laptop, settle in, get a notebook, get a pen, because what I'm about to share with you tonight is the kind of thing that you're going to want to write down. Okay? Welcome. I see you, Nathan. I see you, Uzodima. I see you, Osei Ebu. Yeah. Welcome. So, for the next few minutes, I want you to be fully present. I want you to be fully present. Okay? Can you give me that? So tell me in the chat when you are ready. Just type ready. Type ready when you are ready for this training. Like you've put your device, you've settled down, you've got your pen and paper, and all of those things, and you are here ready to go. Let me know when that is done. Let me know when that is done. Let me know when that is done. All right. All right. Ready when you are. Okay. Let's get started. So now, before we go any further, I want to tell you exactly what you're going to be walking away with tonight. I want to share that with you so you kind of like have an idea of what you stand to gain today. Okay? And today we're going to be talking about a couple of really amazing things. And I don't want you sitting down here waiting or thinking, oh, where is this going? All right. And so the promise I'm making to you is that if you stay with me for the next few minutes, if you don't go and scroll Instagram, if you don't get up to do something else halfway through, by the time we finish, you're going to walk away with something that you've been searching for a very long time. Okay. And so tonight you're going to finally understand why your child has been struggling to focus. That's the one that nobody has actually told you. And you will see the actual things you can start doing this week to improve your child's focus and their learning desire. Okay? That's the one that you're going to find today, right? You're also going to like literally find what you has been missing in your home, what you've not been doing, and also how you can go about doing them so that you can get the kind of results that you want. So are you excited? Tell me yes right now if you're excited. Tell me yes if you're excited. Let's go. Tell me yes if you're excited. Now, who is this training for? So this training is for a specific kind of parent. Now, if you're already here, it means that you value information, you value real life knowledge, and you want to do something about the situation. And so I don't take that for granted. But I want to first of all share who this training is for, because that's good, definitely going to really help. It's going to help how you go about this training in general, right? It's going to go about how you go about it. And so let me try to describe it. So this training is for you if you are the parent who knows at the moment they say the word homework, the whole house is about to change. It's for you if you have tried everything. You have tried everything. You've sat with them at the table, you have shouted, you have bribed, you have taken away the phone, even the TV, just so that they can focus. You've paid lesson teachers sometimes for years, 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month, 50K a month, subject by subject, term after term after term, only for them to complain about the same issue. And now you are starting to wonder if anything actually works. Okay? If that is you, then you are in the right place. It's also for you if you look at your child sometimes and you think, oh, I know that this child can do better, because you've seen them get excited about something they're interested in. You've seen them focus for hours when it's a game or a movie or something they actually want to do. So you know that the focus is there. You know that they have it, right? You know the intelligence is there. You just cannot figure out why it disappears the moment they sit down with a book. It's also for you if maybe your child has not even like gotten to this point, but you want to do something, right? You want to kind of front the behavior. You want to make sure that they don't have issues growing up. You're a proactive parent. Okay? If this is you, then welcome. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you. Okay? And so now let me introduce you to who I am. And why should you even listen to me? Why should you pay attention to anything I'm about to say? Okay? So if you're just meeting me for the first time tonight, my name is Chris Obike. I'm the founder of Tensai Kids. And Tensai Kids we're a child development institute. Okay, what that means is that children learn, right? And so at Tensai, I believe one thing which every child can learn. Every single child can learn. And there is no one child who cannot. There are only children whose methods have not yet been found. Okay? And so maybe, maybe you've been seeing our posts or seeing our ads or any of those things. In fact, we've helped thousands of parents. Some of you in this room here, maybe you have bought for, some of you have maybe gotten my. If you're not getting any of my programs, just type present. This is a small room. I just want to know, is there anyone here who has gotten any of my products before or in programs? Typically, most of the time, I get a lot of repeat people, right? And so we've helped lots and lots and lots of parents to actually help their children become better, become smarter, become more intelligent. And we love what we do. And so sometime last year, we started offering one-on-one assessments for children, right? What we would do is that we would assess the child properly. We will look at their academic performance, we look at their behavior, we look at their environment, we look at their patterns. And as we did more and more and more of these assessments, we started seeing something. I started seeing something that I couldn't unsee. We started seeing that there was a lot of children, child after child, brilliant children with high IQ, children whose teachers would say, this one is sharp. But these same children were sitting at home. They were sitting at home, failing to study, refusing to read. They were scoring far below what they were capable of, and they were doing poorly in school. Right? And that's because they had what we call a learning barrier. So, listen, there are two categories of problems that affect children's grades. there are two categories of problems, right? The first problem is what we call a learning deficit, whereas the second one is called a learning barrier. So let me explain the difference between these two so you know it anytime you see it. And you can also kind of like self-diagnose where your child is and what the issue is and see if something maybe that you can help with. The first one, which is a learning deficit, is when your child cannot do a specific academic task. Right? When your child cannot do or perform a specific academic task, that is, they cannot multiply, they cannot read certain words, they cannot spell, they cannot follow long division, they struggle with comprehension. Those ones that you see that, oh, these are academic problems, that's a learning deficit. A learning deficit is a skill gap. Like, like it's a skill gap, academic skill gap, and all you need to fix that one is just to find the right teacher and the right method, and the child will catch up. That's the one that the child catches up, right? But if a learning deficit was the only thing your child was dealing with, you would have solved this by now because it's pretty easy to solve. All you need to do is just to find the right lesson teacher and boom, problem solved. But that's not actually what is happening in your house, is it? Is that what's happening? And this is what, right? The real problem is what we call, so learning barrier is like the big one. Learning barrier is like when your child has no interest in studying. He doesn't want to read, he lacks focus, he gets distracted in 5 minutes, refuses to sit at the table, fights you every evening, and cries when it's time to read. And this is the deadly one. This is the deadly one. This is the one that nobody has figured out how to solve. Am I right? Am I right? You probably have done a lot of things, right? Probably have done a lot of things because you can hire 10 teachers. You can hire 10 teachers and your child still will not sit down. You can buy the most beautiful textbooks and your child still will not open them. You can shout, beat, beg, bribe. None of them works. Why? Because the child does not have an academic problem. The child has a barrier. And the thing is that lesson teachers do not fix barriers. Why? They were never designed to. They were never designed to. Right? And so the thing or the problem is that you've been fighting the wrong battle. You've been fighting the wrong battle. And so it made it difficult. You've not been able to get the results, the kind of results that you need, right? And so once we saw this clearly, and we built a system to figure that out. We built a system to figure that out. I had to figure out how to solve learning barriers because nobody else was. And it was killing me to watch family after family pour money into lessons while their child continued to struggle. So we did this. We did a complete framework for transforming your child relationship with studying. And we started offering this. Obviously, when you build something new, you want to first of all take good care of it. And so we started offering this solution to parents one-on-one. We have expert consultants who have been trained to deliver this system. And those are the people that we conferred it on to actually deliver this. All right? And not long after we started doing this, we started implementing it, we started seeing a lot of results. Children who used to refuse books were now sitting down to study on their own. Children with 5-minute attention spans were now reading for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour. And parents who used to shout every evening were sitting in their living rooms in peace while their children did their homework. Right? And I'm going to show you proof of that tonight. I'm going to show you some of these stories so you can see for yourself. But Due to the level of work and expertise that was required to work personally with these families, the cost had to be high. And so, what kept happening was parents would reach out to us, they would tell us how exhausted they were, they would tell us how much they needed, to see results. But when they had the fee to work with us, a lot of them, some people could not afford it, right? The ones who could. The ones who could did, and they got amazing results. But the ones who couldn't, right? There's nothing you can do about that, right? And just to give you a context, it costs around 300,000 naira for a month of coaching with us, and there is a waiting list because, like, we know what we're doing. But I mean, we also know that we are in Nigeria, and the economy is terrible. Bills are high, and purchasing power has drastically reduced. And so it broke me every single time, because while I knew that this program would definitely help, this program is the only thing stopping parents from actually having children who could focus on their own. I also knew that it was useless if everyone couldn't get access to it, because I started Tensai not for money. People will always tell me, Chris, you're doing humanitarian services. I know, I agree. I agree. Our goal was to help thousands of parents to raise genius kids. That's the name, Tensai. That's what it means, genius. And so I kept thinking and kept asking ourselves, how do we get this? How do we get this into the hands of a lot of families who may not be able to afford 300,000 naira? Not that it's expensive, just that some people just can't afford it, and that's totally fine. How do we get this into the hands of every parent who needs it? And that question is what brought us tonight, because I figured it out. And tonight I'm going to share with you the entire system. And I'm also going to show you proof so you can see for yourself. And so you can understand that what is possible for them is possible for you too. That the results they got, that you also can get it. And so that's what tonight is about. Okay? That's what tonight's about. Are you excited? Are you ready? Are you excited? Now, for the last 30 or so years, every parent in this country has been told the same lie, which is that if your child is struggling, the child is the problem. Fix the child. Fix the child, fix the child. But listen to me carefully, because in all my years of doing this, after working with hundreds of children, there's one singular attribute that determines the success of your child, both academically or otherwise. And it's one thing, it's always the environment around the child. The environment, the home, the parents, the structure. That's the thing that always does it. So listen, your child is just a seed. Seed. If you take that seed and put it in a good soil, they will grow. But if you put it on a bad one, they will have stunted growth, or they might even die off. And so it's the environment that shapes them. It's the environment that shapes them. And so fix the environment, and by default, you fix your child too. So you don't fix the child by going to fix the child directly. You fix the child by fixing the things around the child. And so I need you to understand this and to believe this, because this is the one belief that when you have, you can now start seeing the real truth. And so when I give you the 3 secrets or the 3 strategies that you need, you can now immediately plug it in. Because let me tell you something, every single home where a child studies on their own, where studying happens without a fight, where the parent does not have to shout, or they don't have to beg or bribe their kids to focus or to read their books, every one of those environments has these 3 things in place. And without this structure, without these secrets, nothing changes. Okay? And so tonight I'm going to show you the 3 secrets, like I mentioned. The first secret is how to make your child's brain to associate one spot in your house with focus, so they can shift into focus mode automatically the moment they sit down. It's like how maybe you're driving an automatic car, and as you're on the highway, the thing has seen that, oh, you have free rein in front of you. Next thing, it automatically switches gear for you, right? It switches gear. Why? Because it has already checked all the variables and it sees that, boom, this works. I'm going to show you how to trigger that in your child's brain so that your child can focus immediately they sit down. Then the second secret is what we call the unconscious 2-week rewiring. We call it 2 weeks rewiring because it actually takes 2 weeks, right? The unconscious 2 weeks rewiring that gets your child to prepare to study without you saying a word. Like, you don't have to say a word and your child gets and stands up and is ready to learn. Right? And then the last secret of today is what we call the motivation switch. This is what turns studying into something that your child does because they want something, not because they want something, right? And not because you force them. All right? So are you ready? Let's get started. Let's get started. We'll spend a lot of time. Let's get started. Now, the question I'm going to ask you this is, where does your child study right now? Think about it. And if you're honest, the answer is probably something like, oh, maybe sometimes the bedroom, or maybe tomorrow the dining table, or next tomorrow the parlor, or some other time on the car, in the car home, way home, or maybe after school. Wherever there is space, or however you do however we do it, right? Right? That's what happens. So let me tell you something. But what most parents don't understand is that the place where your child studies is doing one of two things to them. It's doing one of two things to them. It's either pulling them into focus or it's pulling them out of focus. There is no in between. There is no in between. And so let me explain this. Let me explain. Your child's brain, they work on association. Same way your brain does. Same way every human brain does. And so when you walk into your kitchen, what does your brain start thinking about? Your brain starts thinking about food. It starts thinking about cooking. It starts thinking about hunger. Why? Food has always been the activity. Your brain has now linked the room to the activity. That's what happened. And so when you walk into your bedroom, for example, what does your brain think about? Your brain thinks about sleep. Your brain thinks about rest. Why? Same reason. Years of association have linked the room to the activity. Right? Years of association have linked the room to the activity. And so now think about where your child currently studies. If they study in the same place where they watch TV, which is the parlor or the sitting room, their brain is confused. If they study in their bedroom where they sleep and play, maybe on top of their bed or something, their brain is confused. If they study at the dining table where they eat and laugh with the family, their brain is also confused. So every one of those places is fighting against focus because their brain has linked those places to other activities. So when you sit them down there and you tell them to focus, their brain is doing two things at once. It's trying to focus and it's trying to do whatever it has been trained to do in that space. Right? And so the secret is for your child to have one spot in your house where the only thing that ever happens there is studying. Right? Let me give you an example. It's just like how we're currently doing this program right now. I'm in my office and I'm able to do this program effectively here. If I leave here now, maybe like go downstairs, go to my living room or something, I'm not the same Chris, the teacher. My brain, I just want to relax. My brain just wants to relax. If you ask me a question, I will first do, But whenever I am in here, whenever I am in this office, my brain is straight, right? My brain is ready. And so I'm able to be more coherent. I'm able to teach more. Reason being that my brain has associated this particular place, this particular room, this particular place with work. And so what you want to do for your child is you want to create a space, a spot where the only thing that ever happens there is studying. And what happens is that within 2 to 3 weeks of consistent usage, your child's brain will start to associate that exact spot with focus. They start associating that particular spot with reading. And so they walk to that spot, and before they even sit down, their brain has already started telling them, this is where we read, this is where we read, this is where we read. Right? And so, once you do that, once their brain started to shift gears, it starts associating it with the activity, and so it becomes a pattern. But here's the thing. Setting this place up, it is not as simple as, pick a corner. There's a lot of things that goes into it. Like maybe knowing your child's learning style, proximity to noise and movement, design, and all the components that make it distraction-free for your child. So it's actually a very intentional system, right? It's very intentional, just like the way, when you move into a new house and you're trying to select the kind of couch that will match with the color of your curtains. You want to make sure that it actually fits. And so when we work with a family for the one-on-one, the first thing we do is we create this place properly. Because if you get this one thing wrong, the rest of the system won't just work. If you get this one thing wrong, the rest of the system won't work. Right? And so let me tell you about the family my team worked with last year. Her son Kefas was 4 years old. He's 4 years old, right? I mean, he's still 4 years old. And when Nima reached out to us, her son was screaming and crying every time she said the word study. She was forcing him to, sit at the dining table for an hour. Half of that hour was him actually crying. The rest was him being forced to write letters he did not want to write. And this lady, she had bought online courses. She had hired home tutors. She had tried everything. And nothing was working. And so when we started working together, the first thing we did was to build this space for her. That was the very first thing that we did. Okay? And the moment we did that, everything changed. Everything changed. And so I'm going to share with you what, our result was like. So you can actually see for yourself. And you can hear from her and see that. So I'll go ahead right now and play this video.
When it's time for him to study, it's usually not an interesting time at all, especially when you come to topics that he feels difficult for him. He starts screaming, shouting, crying. I want to pee, he'll just start giving excuses. I think one of the reasons why he doesn't like learning, I think it was my own, I contributed to it because I felt, this thing is simple, I should do it. And the next minute, out of anger, I would just spank him. And so he doesn't want to learn because if it's something new, it might end up with a slap or a scream or a shout. So before I started the program, the main thought of come and let's learn or come and study gets him off balance. He wants to run away, cry, or he's not interested. You have to force him to sit and focus. And most times he might not really achieve your aim. Now, if I tell him it's time to learn or something, especially when it's the 10th year activity, because it's fun, so he's always excited about it. He comes and then and he engages for the period of time.
So how many minutes was the highest maximum duration he stayed focused and excited now?
Let's say 30 minutes. I would say structure.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say structure and consistency with the structure. I've seen how helpful that is, helping the child to understand that at this time, it's study time, it's time to learn, and helps to structure even the mind of the child. And that has helped me also in other aspects of my son's, even me, myself, as a parent.
Did you hear her? She said, even me, right? Like this, it's not even just about like, oh, creating this space and using it for studies, but the fact that you as the parent, you actually begin to see those changes. You see them happen in your own life. You become a student of structure, right? And so, did you catch what she said? She said, structure has helped me also in other aspects. And so, right now, you probably realize that you need a proper study zone. Because, I mean, if she got this result, then definitely it's worth doing. Correct? It's worth doing. And so, that's the first thing. You want to create that spot. You want to create that spot in your home where everything happens. And so when you set up the right place for your child to study, it doesn't just change them. It also changes you, because for the first time, I think there are parents here who don't every day that they are yelling and they want to stop. Every day they are yelling and they want to stop. Right? And when you do this, you now realize that, oh, I can actually go a day and I won't yell. So the question is this: would you like me? What if we could show you exactly? What if we could show you exactly how to set up this system? Just like we did for Mrs. Nima. Would you like that? I want you to type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat if you would love that, if you would like that. Type yes in the chat if you would love to, if you could, if we could show you exactly how to set up this system, just like we showed her. This system, which is number one, it was able to actually set up and help her to get the same result for her son. Type yes in the chat. Emeka says yes. Becky says yes. Iris Girlfan says yes. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, let's move to the second secret, which is the 2-week rewiring that gets your child to study without you saying a word. Okay? And so the question I'm going to ask now again is, do you have an exact time when your child is supposed to study? Do you have an exact time? Is that exact time? See, if you're like most parents, the answer depends on the day. Sometimes it's by 5 o'clock. Sometimes it's by 7 p.m. Sometimes it's 8 p.m. Right? If there's no traffic at all, if there's traffic, it could be maybe 9 p.m. or they don't even study at all that day. But if there's no traffic, you can try and do maybe 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Right? That's what happens, Abi. Right? But what most parents don't realize is that your child's brain is constantly trying to predict what is coming next. So every minute of every day, their brain is running calculations. Okay? And so, because you don't have a predictable schedule, and so when you have a predictable schedule in your home, your child's brain prepares in advance. By 4 p.m., if studying always happens at 4:30, their brain already starts to shift gears. And so by 4:15, the brain is preparing for focus because the brain knows what is coming next. And by 4:30, your child is mentally ready before they have even sat down. They don't even know it's happening. Their brain is doing it for them. Let me give you a practical example. So I went to the seminary. I was once a seminarian, and so back then, every minute of every day in the seminary was timed. Every minute was literally accounted for. And so even if you were sleeping, you know that 5 a.m. you have to wake up. And even if you were trying to have your beauty bath in the bathroom, you know that 5 you have in the chapel. And even whatever you need, you know that by 7 a.m. you have to be in class. And whatever happens by 11 a.m. you will go on your break. By 1 p.m. you have to be in for afternoon prayers. And like every single minute was planned. And what that did is that it created this order. That's what the schedule does, right? When you don't have a predictable schedule, when your schedule is random, the brain does not know what is coming. It cannot prepare. It cannot shift gears in advance. So when you suddenly say, go and study, the brain has to do everything from a cold start. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a car, you buy a car and you don't turn on that car. Never. You don't turn it on. And then one day, out of the blue, you just wake up, you just want to go and on that car. It will not answer you because you've not been warming it up. So the car does not expect. That's what your child's brain is doing. And so because why your child resists when they're being lazy, their brain literally has not prepared. You're asking them to go from 0 to focused in 30 seconds. The human brain cannot do that. Yes, your child will actually obey you and go and sit down there, but they're moping at the book and nothing, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that, right? But actually imagine the opposite. Imagine the opposite. Imagine a child who has a specific study time every single day. And after 2 to 3 weeks of that, something happens. Your child starts preparing for study time without you saying anything. They start moving towards their study spot on their own. Okay? That's what happens. And so let me tell you a bit about another mom. Her son, Johnson, was 8 years old. So you see, the first child was 4 years. The way I picked these particular stories is to show you that it works across ages. Right? This boy was bright, though, the kind of child who scores like 87 to 90 in school. But his mom knew he could do much better. And so when her mom, Eniola, came to us, her son could not focus for more than 5 minutes. An 8-year-old could not focus more than 5 minutes at a stretch. And I mean, I know a lot of you actually have this same challenge right now. And this lady, she had been, doing everything she could for years and nothing was changing. She had tried everything, shouting, bribing, sitting with him, taking away his tablet, promising him heaven and earth. Nothing. And so when we started working together, in fact, she told me, she said, this is the last time. If I do this one, it doesn't work, me, I'll just give up. Right? And so immediately we started working together. First thing we did, we created a study zone, like I showed you guys. And then we created this specific study time. Same time every day. No exceptions. And after a few weeks, when we're having our review call, let me share with you what she actually said. Let me share with you what she actually said. What the kind of results that she got. Because sometimes, it baffles me as well. So let me show you that. Okay, let's get into it.
At the moment, just say with somebody that you have to go and help, you can stay on the staff all day. And even when you tell him to go and read, where that book is, he's already playing. And he will just come in less than 5-10 minutes. Mommy, I'm done reading.
He barely concentrates for 5 minutes. He's already distracted. Always want to stand up, always want to rush up. Now, basically, he could, at a stretch, maybe read a storybook for like 45 minutes and
45 minutes?
It doesn't even his own. I don't have to shout again. Even once I just mention it, it just goes. Just
Doesn't have to shout
like
again.
last night now, I was reading a book and he said, "Mommy, I will appreciate if you can read it aloud. Let me listen." That I asked him full question about the book and he was able to answer. Unlike before that, his mind is abstract and also.
Can you imagine that? This from a boy who escaped studying to now asking his mom to read to him. I'm saying this so you can see, and as you can see, one of our coaches that is on the call. It's not even me. Right? It's not even me. I'm showing this so that you can actually see that it works. This testimony, I know they sound like, oh my God, that's crazy. But trust me, it is crazy. It is crazy. Right? Her son, who used to fight her at every study time, the one who had been avoiding books, he's now the one that sits and says, "Mommy, read to me." It's not magical. And listen, she said she started getting this result within like 1 week. Let me tell you something. The wrong method is slow. You see, the wrong method is slow. Hire a teacher, wait 6 months, hope for change, or pray. You know, it's slow. But the right one, the right system works very fast because you are not just teaching, you're not teaching the child anything. All you are doing is that you are changing the environment. And once you change that environment, the brain responds to the environment immediately. Right? The brain responds instantly. It's like you carry hot water and you put inside, a frying pan that just dry. It will do immediately. It will react. It don't wait. And so, would you like to see exactly like how to set up this study time? I know that there's a lot of questions in your mind, like there are some situations, like for example, maybe traffic. How do I make sure everything happens? There are variables to this. And so, doing or creating a study time is not as simple as, just pick a time and that's it. There are variables that you have to go over. Would you like to learn what these variables are? Would you like to see exactly how to set it up step by step so that you can get results? Type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat. I'm checking. I'm checking to see. I'm checking. Prayer angle. All right. Great. Good. Now, let's move on. Let's go back to the third secret. But meanwhile, are you enjoying this class? Are you enjoying this training? Let's go back to the third secret, which is, I want to share with you, I want to ask you a question, which is, why does the child currently studying? We call this the motivation switch. This is the one secret that turns studying into something that your child wants to do. Right? And so, share something with you now. For most people, in order to get your child to study on their own, you'll have to do one of three things. You either need to force them, or maybe threaten them, or bribe them. And none of this creates a child who wants to study. You see, every day parents, they tell me, I want my child to be able to study on their own. But the truth is that at this age, especially like with everything that is happening in the world, especially like with the kind of exposure children have, with the kind of access to things or to more interesting things that they have access to, your child does not yet have an intrinsic motivation to study. That's the truth. Their brain is not wired for it yet. And so instead of like hoping and praying that nothing happens, you actually have to engineer it. You have to engineer it. Because children, they have bias. They want. They have privileges that they enjoy. They have activities that they love. And you can use those things. You can absolutely use it. And so the mistake that almost every parent makes is one of two things. It's either you give them everything they want freely, their phone time, their outings, their treats, their TV, just because they're your child, you give it to them freely, or you take away everything as a threat. It's always one of these dynamics. You say no phone for a week if you don't study, no TV until. I even spoke with a parent that said that whenever the school starts, they remove the TV from the sitting room. That's how bad things is. you know. But what it does is that for your child, though, from your child's perspective, I know that you have your reasons, and that you are doing it because you love your child and you want the child to focus, right? But from your child's angle, it feels like punishment. The child resents you and resents what you are doing. And so obviously they are still going to protest in their mind. And so the studying still does not get done. And what you'll be doing is that you are constantly fighting battles. So both approaches, none of them work. None of them works. Both of them fail spectacularly. Both fail spectacularly. And so the idea or the thing that works is you have to be able to connect every privilege your child already enjoys and connect it to one thing, which is the reading effort. Please pay very close attention. This is the most important part of this training. You want to connect everything your child does or everything your child already enjoys to what we call reading effort. Not their grades, not their outcomes, but their effort, their ability to try. The ability to try. That's what you want to test. And so the idea for this is to give them points or award them points when they put in effort into studying. And at the end of the week, these points can now be cashed in to unlock certain predetermined privileges, like maybe their phone access, their screen time, their outings, their treats, and things that they already enjoy now. They become things that they earn through effort. And why this is so important is that your child is no longer studying because you force them, right? They're studying because they want to earn their tablet on Saturday. They want to get their gaming time on the weekend. And the beautiful part is that over time, their brain starts to associate the act of trying with rewards. So they start trying for the sake of trying. Effort itself starts to feel good. Think about this. When you, let's say, we are all adults, we all go to work. And so we go to work not because we want to go to work, but because going to work gives us the means to be able to earn, the money that we use to take care of our loved ones. And so we get our satisfaction from taking care of our loved ones. But however, it's the job or the work that we do that makes that powerful, or that makes it bearable. But over time of doing that, because you know that for every good work you do, you actually can earn more money or make more money or maybe get promoted and all of that, you begin to get invested in your job, which you primarily may or may not, maybe you didn't like it in the first time. But because you know what it earns you, you put in way more effort so that you can get the outcome that you want at the end of the day. And so by so doing, you even start enjoying the job. You start enjoying the work. You start fixating. You start getting invested. You start trying to get results. You start pushing yourself to do that because of what you stand to gain. That's what intrinsic motivation is. And that is what you do by reverse engineering this in your child's academics. And building the system properly, it is the most delicate though, because it takes the most precision. It's so easy to make mistakes. Because the truth is, a lot of you may have even tried doing something like this, but like for some reason it didn't work, and that's because there's a step that you missed. It's so easy to make mistakes with it because you either destroy everything that you're trying to do, or you raise an entitled child, the kind of child that, oh, you have to, if you don't give them something, they won't do anything, right? It's easy for you to make that mistake if you don't know how. But if you learn how it works, you'll finally now be able to run parenting on easy mode. Finally be able to run parenting on easy mode. And so just like I keep doing now, I'm going to also share with you a story. I remember working with this mom, was twins. She had children between the ages of 9 and 10. So you see, the last child was 8, this one 9 and 10. Right? When she came to us, her son was very smart, but underperforming. And so, like, this boy could score 90, but he will be scoring like 70 or 65 because he just did not put in effort. Whereas the daughter was different. The daughter was quieter. The daughter was always throwing tantrums whenever it was time to study, refusing to read. Two completely different children, yet the same problem. And so both her and her husband had grown up working their way through school. They knew what was at stake, but for some reason, they couldn't figure out how to break through with their own children. So when she started working with us, we built a proper effort-based reward system for both of them. And so what happened next is something I want you to watch carefully. What happened? Because what she says at the end of this video is one of the most important things I've ever heard a parent say. Let me share her story with you. Let me share her story with you so you can actually hear for yourself. Let me share her story with you so you can actually hear for yourself.
My son's challenge is not question of IQ or understanding. It's concentration and avoiding distractions and paying attention to details. And then another challenge is that these things that he believes he knows, you have a higher impression of yourself than you actually do have. For me, that's a challenge. He may be scoring his average mark being in 70, but I believe he can push his average mark to 90.
We have been going home adjustment, right?
Sometime, maybe we will try and go into mentorship because we have passed through like ourselves.
Just that ownership, let them own it. I have that sense of responsibility that I need to do this and I must do this.
That's where I want us to get to.
This program actually has been an eye-opener for me. I never, for once, thought that my children could teach me. I see the character exhibited towards explanation of what they learned. Dalumali throws tantrums, but this particular method has forced her to want to listen to the teacher. One big major thing that I saw that really shocked me was the energy with which they jumped to come and tell me, "Mommy, I'm done. The lesson is done. So it's time for me to teach you. It's time for me to teach you." I never forced them to do that. They look forward to, if I say I'm not even ready, if you see the way they will stand in front of me, whatever it is I'm doing, I'll become uncomfortable. So they want me to listen to them. There's a mind reset. There's a mind shift, which has also made me. So there are certain things I see my husband do. I'll just say, this man needs to attend Chris's session.
Right? I hope you heard that story. I mean, I hope you heard that story. Because like this thing works. It works. It's not just, I mean, you go from the kind of parent, you go from where you are, you go from trying to make everything and actually trying to put everything together. You go from there to having a mind reset. A mind reset. And so that's what I want you to really understand. I want you to really understand it, because you came in here with the ideology that, okay, you want to find out exactly, what changes things for your child, right? But the truth is that, yes, your child changes, but you also change. And so when you put the right place, the right time, and the right system in place, when all three are working together, your child will change. But the bigger thing is that you change as well. Because you stop being the parent who shouts. You stop being the parent who has to push. You stop being the parent who bribes and drives. You start feeling confident. You become calmer. You become more in control. You look back and you enjoy the reaps of parenting. You start seeing it in HD, right? Without ever raising your voice. And so when other people are doing, maybe they are shouting and my child cannot just focus. You are looking. You're like, right? And that change, it ripples out into every other thing. Because this mom here, she did not just get a daughter who stopped throwing tantrums. She got a daughter who runs to her after school, excited to teach her what she learned. She didn't also just get a son who stopped being careless. She got a son who is connected. And she got herself back. So tell me, I mean, would you like to get the same results for yourself? How would you like to get the same results? How would you like this to be your portion as well? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you would like to get the same kind of results as well. Let me know. Let me know if you would like to get the same results as well. Let me know. Wow. We've covered a lot. Let me share with you what we've covered tonight. Tonight, I showed you why your child has been struggling to focus all this while, and it has nothing to do with your child being lazy or stubborn or unintelligent, right? I showed you the three things every focused child has at home that yours doesn't at the moment. The right place, the right time, and the right system. I also showed you why every lesson teacher you've ever paid for was fighting a losing battle. I mean, everything that you heard me say, did you hear lesson teacher? Did you hear teacher? Did you hear school? Because the home environment was always going to win. And so I also showed you the true story. What happens when parents finally get this right? How their life starts to feel. How your life can be. So imagine that. Imagine you were this lady. Imagine like the kind of peace that she currently has right now. And I want you to feel this for a moment, because you're not the same person that you were ago. Something has shifted in how you see this whole thing. You've seen this exact thing, and you see that, oh, I've been thinking about this the wrong way. And so type yes if something has moved you tonight. Type yes if something has moved you tonight. Type yes. Type yes if something has moved you tonight. And so can you see yourself using the strategy, using what I shared with you tonight? Can you see yourself using what I showed with you? Even if all you used was a fraction, even if it was just quarter of what I shared, would you say that this training has been worth it? Would you say that this training has been worth it? Would you say that it was worth it? Great. I love that. Now, here's the brutal truth, okay? Here's the brutal truth, because we are 1 hour in. Understanding the system is not the same as implementing it effectively. There's a lot more that needs covering, and I could even go deeper for the next 3 hours. There's so much, but then it still would not be enough. There's so much more you need to actually like get the kind of results. And obviously, like spending 60 minutes together, kind of it doesn't go as deep as it's too much. And so understanding the system, now that you've understood it, is not the same as implementing. And so when I sat down to prepare for tonight, I had two choices. The first one was to come here to show you and share what I have learned, share with you the system, which we have done, and hope you find your way from there and figure it out. But then there was also a second option, which was an option that could guarantee you success and to help you deploy this system in your home predictably, where I could guarantee that you get results and finally get your child to focus and study on their own as soon as in the next 21 days. And so, would you like that? Would you like that? And so I thought, what if I gave you, like, instead of having you go ahead and figure everything out, now that you know the system, what if I gave you every script, every template, and walk you through step by step the exact way to build all three of these in your home, and possibly open the doors to hold your hand through it all? Would you want that? Would you want that? Type yes in the chat if you would like that. Type yes if you would like that. If I don't get up to 10 yeses, I'll just assume that you don't want it, and we can close the session right now. Okay? If I don't get up to 10, I'll just assume that you don't want it. So type yes right now if you are interested. Type yes if you are interested. Okay? I see 1, 2, 3. I'm counting. If I don't say up to 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 9, 10. Okay, I've seen up to 10. I've seen up to 10. 11, 12. All right. Great. So what I've done is that I've put together a complete program that takes everything I've quietly built over the years, everything that we do with these parents, working privately with them, and I've packaged it into a step-by-step system that you can follow from your living room. And the beautiful thing is that it's straight to the point. No long talks or unnecessary information. So even if you are busy, you can go through it in like a few hours and you start getting results immediately. And I named it, and it is with great excitement that I want to introduce you to the Focus Switch Blueprint. To the Focus Switch step-by-step blueprint. This is a complete step that you face. And so it's very quick, it's very swift, and you get results in 21 days. And so in module 1, we'll break down exactly, why your child has been struggling, why your own child, and what to do. Even if your child has maybe ADHD, by the end of this module, you will never look at your child the same way again. Okay? Then in module 2, we're going to walk you through setting up the study zone that anchors focus. I'm going to show you the step-by-step, how to set it up, how to find your child's learning style, how to set it up according to your child's learning style. You will learn the rhythm that rewires their brain. You will see how to make it work every single time. I will also even teach you my 3-step strategy to increase your child's attention span. So if your child maybe has like their attention span is good, I'll show you exactly how to get it done. And so it doesn't matter if your child can only focus for 5 minutes. This absolutely works. In module 3, then I'll now review to you the system to finally eliminate reading resistance. So reading resistance is that thing that when you want your child to study, you don't say, mommy, no. Right? By this end of this month, you're gonna get a totally different result, which is you finally have a child who reaches for books on their own. Like they literally pick up their book by themselves without you having to yell or shout anymore. You will see the exact way to engineer learning desire in your child and to get them to pick up their books by themselves. All these I'm saying are mentally, they are like psychologically proven, they are tested. So it's not just theory, they are actually tested. And you will see how to discover your child, to make your child want to study without you having to bribe them or yell at them or even force them. And then obviously when you have this or you want it to stick, that's what we're doing in Module 5, because you will see how to turn this into a lifestyle, how to make it stick, how to make your children independent and master these habits, because you want your children to grow with these habits. And then one more problem that we saw, this is because we've done this program with parents one-on-one, and so one problem we kept seeing was maybe the school was on break or there was holiday. How do you restart it? What do you do during holidays or breaks? How do you actually make it stick during that period? How do you restart the system if for any reason you stop? Because like I said, this is focus, this is switch. You have to it needs to be a routine. So of course there are going to be times when maybe something happens, you break it, but how do you restart? There's a formula for that, and it's inside this focus switch blueprint. And so this is the entire focus, and I promise you, this is one of the easiest programs you can go through. You can finish it in one day. It's your ticket to finally having a child who can focus and study on their own, right? And so let's talk about how much access to this program is actually. Let's talk about how much, if you wanted to get access to this, what is it going to cost you? What is it going to cost you? Let's talk about that. You see, just for context, when parents come to work with us directly one-on-one, the rate today is 300,000, like I said earlier, for 1 month of coaching. And every single family that we have helped, all of them pay that, or very close for us. That's actually the price. I'm on record. And you get results, right? And I want you to consider this, because it is the same high-level strategies and system that is inside the focus switch blueprint. And so it is safe to say that the value of the focus switch blueprint is 300,000, because it's the same knowledge. But obviously, I'm not going to charge you that, because that's the main reason why we are doing this in the first place. Because when I sat down to package this into a program like this, the natural thing would have been, okay, you know what, let's just do 1/3. So instead of charging 300,000, we'll sell it for 100,000. And that will still be a fraction of the original fee, which honestly will still be fair, considering the results that you will get. Because the goal of information is not just information. This is not anyhow kind of thing. It's actually results, right? But still, I decided not to do that, even at 100,000. I decided not to do that. And so the price of the focus switch blueprint is not 300,000. It's not 150,000. It's not even 100,000. Now, let me give you context. This program officially launched yesterday, being the 30th of May, right? And we said that the launch fee, once it launches, is going to be 50,000. But I wanted to do something for those of you. So 30th of May was yesterday. So apparently by today, it's supposed to be 50,000 naira, which is still, right? But I want to do something for those of you who attended this event. Because of the training we had today, I wanted to extend it. And those of you who stayed to this point, and give you an opportunity to not only be among the first set of people to get access to this blueprint, but also give you a great back gain as well. So even if you are getting results, you are getting results for almost nothing. And so, which is why when you get access right now, I've decided to open an extremely limited pre-launch price. This is still pre-launch price, even though we've already launched, right? I'm giving you access for just 30,000 naira. For just 30,000 naira. So it doesn't matter you have 1,000 naira, which is like 90% discount from 300,000. That's like you're paying only 10%, right? And so we're gonna put a link right now. We're going to put a link on the group as well as on the chat. My assistant is going to put that on the chat right now. Go to tensidekids.org. If you want to be part of the lucky 20 people, go to tensidekids.org/offer page. I'm going to type it here so that you can actually see. Let me share it on here. Abdul, is not this link? tensidekids.org/offer page, right? Go there because that one gives you access in case you don't want to use seller. You can do straight, to your to bank transfer, right? And you get access. So how it works is that if you want to be part of the lucky people, all you need to do is to go to tensidekids.org/offer page. We're going to pin the link right now on the chat. Right now. And so when you go there, you will also see the details to pay. Either you can pay through seller or you can get in through bank transfer. Once you do that, you also see how to send proof of payment. So let me show you what you see on that page once you log in now. Let me show you what you will see. Let me share my screen. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So let me share my screen and show you exactly what you're going to see on the page. Let me show you what you're going to see on the page. Okay. So this is what you're going to see. You see, get your child to focus, study, and read on their own without shouting, bribing, or hovering. Just click on get the blueprint here, and it takes you down here. You can choose whichever method you want to use. If you want to pay through seller, you click here, and it takes you straight to seller and where you can make your payment. And once you do that, the thing about seller is that you get instant access immediately. However, if you would like to do bank transfer, this is the account details as well on seller. This is the account details directly. Once you do that, just click send receipt on WhatsApp here, and you can send your receipt, and we will add you manually ourselves. Now, here's the important thing. Look at the time. This price expires in 2 hours, 45 minutes. In 2 hours, 45 minutes, the timer is literally going down. In the next 2 hours, 45 minutes, it goes away literally, right? It goes away literally. And so I'm saying this, for those of you who know me, you know that I don't joke with things like this. You will not be able to get access to this for 30,000. Immediately this goes away. You will not be able to get access to this. Immediately this goes away, right? So go to tensidekids.org/offer page. Everything you need here. I mean, you see everything that you're going to get as well. Now, while you do that, let me share with you a thought. I want to be able to do some bonuses that will actually help you get access almost instantly, right? I wanted to be able to give you something that would help you get results almost immediately. And so even while you go through the course, there are other bonuses as well that you get. The other bonuses as well that you get while you go through this program. And the first bonus that you get is what I call the 7-day quick start guide. Is what I call the 7-day quick start guide. And so this is a complete day-by-day implementation plan for your first week. Immediately, this is the implementation plan. Is a complete day-by-day implementation plan for your first week. And so while you get in, you can start immediately. So you can hit the ground running. And what it does is that it helps you to avoid overwhelm. It helps you to avoid, you can literally, this bonus alone is worth 15,000 naira to get access to it tonight. So you can go ahead right now to get access for just 30,000 naira one-time fee to get access program worth 300,000. So it's like you're getting a 90% discount, right? The second bonus that you're going to get is what I call my create or sheet. So for every client, we create, and so while we're creating this program, I was like, oh, why can't we just give you guys access to this system, to this same template, so you can use it at home? You're going to see the template you're going to find. You're going to find the daily schedules, the study zone setup checklist, the star chart, the tracking sheet, the Pomodoro timers, the distraction list, energy mapping tools, weekly review sheet. All of them are printables and ready for you to print. All of them are ready for you to print and use. All of them were designed by me, based on what has worked across hundreds of families. And so you just need to print and use them, right? And so the bundle is worth 20,000, and you also get it for free when you join tonight. You also get it tonight when you get in, right? You get the complete template and the worksheet bundle as well. And then the third bonus that you get is, if you don't know exactly maybe what to use to create an effective reward system, maybe you are thinking, I don't have money to keep buying things. So I built you a complete rewards bank. A complete rewards bank. Over 50 reward ideas categorized by age, categorized by budget, categorized by interest. And the best part of this is that 20 of those rewards are completely free. They are completely free. You can implement them without spending one extra naira, because rewards are about psychology, not about money. And so this reward bank is worth 10,000, but it's free for you, about 50 of them. So in case you don't know what exactly to use to motivate your child or to use to get them to do the things you want, that's what you get. Someone says, I thought if the blueprint is what you already got. If you got the Trading Plus blueprint, that's already a separate program. You already have access to that on your seller. You already have access to that on seller. This is basically the implementation plan for the strategies that I taught tonight, right? They are the implementation plan for the strategies I taught tonight, and this program is more of, it's an upgraded version of the same program. So, I mean, if you want to go at it yourself, that's the floor, right? It's not, right? And so you get access to all of this. You get access to all of this. And that's not all as well, because in documenting and implementing this system, many parents, they come afraid. They're saying, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I don't know how to present this to my children? What if my child throws a tantrum and I don't know what to say? Or what if maybe my partner is not on board? They start the things that are very important is that you have to actually be able to, carry your partner on board. And so what we did is that I wrote you word for word scripts. When you are implementing this system, when you are trying to bring it into the home, when you are trying to get your child to see the value or to get on board with you, you will see scripts word for word for every situation. The script for introducing the system to your child, because you want your child's buy-in. The script for the first refusal, maybe they say, no, I don't want, what to say. How to handle tantrums without giving in or giving up. The script for your husband or for your wife who is not on board. And also the script, what you just need to do is just go through it and personalize it to your own situation. So you don't have to think. And so right now, the value of what you're getting is at over 160,000 naira in value. And you get access for the next few hours for just 30,000 naira. So go ahead right now and secure your slot before you hear gone. Right? And so the last, is not even the last. For those of you who definitely have questions, in fact, in my experience of running programs, I know that you definitely need questions or have questions or need support. And which is why we're giving you lifetime access to the Focus Switch community. It's a private space where you join other parents who are doing this alongside you, where you can ask questions, where you can share wins, where you can vent on the hard days, where you can get encouraged when you are about to give up. Because the number one reason parents fail with self-paced programs is loneliness. They do it for 2 weeks. They hit a hard moment and they have nobody to talk to. And so they quietly quit. So you also discover the exact way to engineer learning desire in your child and get them to pick up their books by themselves. This community makes sure that that never happens to you, right? Because one of the major reasons why people quit is because there's nobody to guide them. There's nobody to support them. And so this is the thing that makes sure that that doesn't happen. This is the community that makes sure that that doesn't happen. Right? And so you can get access right now for just 30,000 naira. Get access to all of these bonuses plus the main program itself. Right? Just go to tensakids.org/offer page. The link is on the group as well as it's pinned right now on the chat. So if you click here, you will definitely get on the page, make your payment and get access instantly. Okay? And the last bonus I want to give you is an exclusive bonus. And I saved this one for last because honestly, this might be the most important thing I'm giving you tonight. One thing I've noticed in 3 years of doing this is that, the thing most loving parents are most ashamed of is the shouting. Like, you should not yell, but you find yourself yelling. It's the times that you raised your voice when you knew you shouldn't have. The times you snapped because you were exhausted. The times you went to bed feeling like a bad parent. So I put together a detailed masterclass that we call the Discipline Without Shouting, to show you the secrets to actually discipline your child in your home without having to yell. You will see how you can have full authority in your home without ever raising your voice. You see how to be firm without being harsh. How to maintain discipline without trauma. And this is a very exclusive training that I'm recording specifically for parents who join in tonight, because you will not find this anywhere else. You will not find it anywhere else. It is worth 20,000 naira on its own if it were to be a separate program, but you can get it tonight when you get access to this. So here's everything that you get. You get the Focus Switch blueprint, you get the 7-day quick start guide, you get the templates and worksheets, you get the 50 rewards bank, you get the parent scripts pack, you get the Tensai Parents community, and the Discipline Without Shouting. The total value of everything that you're getting is 290,000 naira. And you can get access for just 30,000 naira today, tonight only, in fact, in the next few hours only. So, if you are yet to get in, this is literally your last opportunity This is your opportunity to get in right now. And I am so confident. I am so confident because this program is the only program that I ever launched that has 100% success rate. And so I'm willing to give you 101% guarantee. And my promise to you is that when the course opens up, I mean, it already does, it already did, right? When it opens up, you have full access for 30 days. Watch every module, try the system, implement it. And if after applying it honestly, you don't see your child responding differently, you don't see any signs of improvement in your kids, just message my team and show us you did the work, and we'll personally refund every penny of what you paid tonight. That is how confident I am that this works. That's how confident I am that this works. And so the only thing that I'm not refunding you for is if you don't try. If you buy and you never open the course or you never do anything, and then you come back and say, oh, Chris, baby, my file died. I need my money. I won't answer you. Right? So but I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is and tell you that if you go through this program, that you're definitely going to get results. And so I hope that you are going to get in tonight. I hope that I'm going to see you in time, because honestly, I really want a world where you no longer have to worry about these problems, where you say, oh, I went through this program and this is what I went through this program and this is exactly the kind of results that I got. I mean, take a look. Take a look. This is everything that you get right now. This is everything that you get. The focus switch blueprint, the 7-day quick start guide, the template and worksheet bundle, the 50 plus rewards bank, the parent script pack, the lifetime Tensai parent community access, and the discipline without shouting masterclass. This is the time. You have just a few, like in the next, before you open your eyes and close your eyes right now, it is gone. It is gone, right? And you just have to 30,000 naira. You can either pay through seller or pay through bank transfer. And once you do bank transfer, the difference is that seller, you get everything instantly. With here, you send us proof and we add you manually. Okay, so you don't risk a thing. You don't risk a thing. Lock in your spot tonight. Lock in your spot tonight. Okay, do you have any questions? If you have any questions, I'm more than willing to answer. I'm more than willing to actually give you clarity, right? Maybe you are thinking, oh, I can't afford it, or it's a lot of money. Let me tell you something, right? This is less than 1 month of lesson Jaffis. It is less than 1 weekend outing. If you go to Panarottis Pizza and buy 2 packs of pizza, you spend more than 30,000, right? And what I want you to ask yourself, so it's not about how much is it or does it cost you. It's about what is it costing you to not solve this. Another 6 months of evening battles, another year of your child building the wrong habits, another exam where you sit at the staff meeting and the teacher tells you the same thing. What is it costing you? So the math is not whether you can afford, the math is whether you can afford to keep doing the same things and keep hoping and praying that you're not getting the kind of results that you want. Or maybe you are thinking, oh, since this system, it depends on the parents, so I'm too busy. Or my child is different. Okay, no, it's I'm too busy that we're talking about. Well, I created this when I was going, one of the great things of creating our academy is I saw for that parents are really busy. And so we made this program specifically for you if you're a busy parent. We made it specifically for you if you're a busy parent, right? Like I said, you can finish it in like a few hours. And I made sure to remove all the unnecessary information and go straight to the point. So you have like a few minutes a day, you can finish the entire program. And if you still feel like you're too busy for that, a mentor told me one thing. He said, If you feel like you're too busy to do the thing or to get the result that you want, just accept that you will never have the time to get that result, right? And so if you feel like, oh, I'm too busy, I can't do the work, I can't do what happened, what needs to be done. And the funny thing is that you don't even need a lot of time, you need maybe like 20 minutes a day. But if that's a lot of time for you, then just stop complaining that your children can't focus, because stop complaining about it and just move on with it. Move on, right? It's either like you do the thing or you don't, but stop complaining about it. All right? The next maybe challenge that you probably could have, maybe you were saying, oh, my child is different, this won't work for them. I want you to hear me clearly, right? Because in my years of doing this, I have never met a child that the system did not work for. Not one. Difficult children, strong-willed children, children who refuse to apply themselves, quiet children, loud children, children who threw tantrums, children who shut down. All of them, the same system, just different applications, because of course you have to know who your child is, but same result. And so your child is not the exception. What is happening is that your child has not just met the right structure yet, right? And so, but if you still feel like, oh, maybe it won't work, then just let it be that you've accepted your situation and you are fine with the fact that it will never get better. I think that's we call it the defeatist mentality, where you're like, oh, I've done everything, it's not going to work. Right? I know that for you to stay up to this point, you are ready to take a leap. So just head on straight right now, get in, register, and get in. Right? Again, here's how to get access. Here's how to get access. You stayed up. You just go to this page right now, /offer page. Once you come to this page, click on the button, any button you see there, this first one, click on this. It takes you here immediately. You get in either with seller or with bank transfer. You get in, secure your spot. I want to see you on the inside. I literally want to see you inside. I want to see you here, because I know that this program will definitely give you the results that you're looking for. I know that it definitely gets you there. And so go right now and get in while slots last. Right? Go right now and get in immediately. Right? By tomorrow, it literally goes up to more than 30,000 naira. So you pay way more for the same thing that you could have gotten. And so if you have any questions at all, please do well to ask. Okay? Ask. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. If you have any question at all, like I said, do well to get in right now. Do well to get in right now. Do well to get in right now. All right. I'm seeing a lot of people getting. If you have paid, just do well. Just send the message on the chat. Say you are in. Let me know that you are in. Let me know that you are in. Let me know that you are in. Amazing. Do you have any questions? Any questions at all? Okay. So, in the absence of no other question, if you have been telling yourself, that you figure it out next month is already too late. It's already too late. Your child is growing right now. The patterns are forming right now. The habits are setting up right now. And so you can change the trajectory tonight. or you can wait and keep fighting the same fight. You can keep fighting the same fight, right? I know which one I'll definitely choose. But I mean, it's your call at the end of the day. Amazing. Parent says, I'm in, looking forward to give my, yes, I'm looking forward for your own testimony as well. I'm looking forward to your own testimony as well, because I know you will have one. I can almost guarantee that if you go through the program and follow up with it, you will definitely get results. These parents, we have a lot of testimonials where that is coming from. We have a lot more where that is coming from. Let me see if I think, let me see this. Give me a sec. Let me see. I think there are other testimonials here as well, because we have a lot where it's coming from, and all these people have gotten results they've gotten results just by being here, you know. Give me a second. I'm gonna play this. Let me share this tab right now.
What were the challenges you were having that made you sign up for this program?
First of all, I had a challenge in getting his attention. His attention span was really, really low. And then his writing skills.
How would you describe your child's relationship with study when we just started?
Like, he's not uninterested, or like, if you tell him to come and sit down or to study and all of that, he will go about doing other things like jumping on the chairs and all of that.
So now, what will you tell parents whose child has no interest in school or study and they've been trying everything?
I'd like them to sign up for a personalized program, because every child is different. So you really need to find out what works for your own child, you know. So that's just it here.
So you think this program has been helpful?
Yes, it has been helpful. It has been helpful. Yes.
I hope you heard this, Mom. She said this program has been helpful. Totally, it has been helpful. I'm not making all these things up. Let me share another. I think there's another one. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Let's share another one so you can also see.
So before we started the program, how long could your child actually sit? Now your children, how long could they actually sit and focus before they were off somewhere else, before they start doing their own thing?
Before now, you have to talk before they will go and carry their books to read. And when they start to read, they will just read and come and tell you, Mommy, I'm done. It's okay, bring your book. Let me ask you a question. Due to how the person is answering question, I see that you have not read, or you go back. You know, that kind of thing.
Then after the program, would you say you are seeing improvements?
Okay, yes, I would say I'm seeing improvements. They have number of hours or minutes that they have to sit to read, or they will all want to obey. So they will sit down and read for that number of minutes that they are meant to read.
Yes. Okay, so now they can sit for the entire period they were supposed to read.
Period, yes, they will sit that number of minutes that they have to read.
So overall, how will you rate the program?
The program is a very good one. It's a very good one. At least the structure that they have to read on a daily basis without too much pressure, like on me, like pressuring them. Have you read? Have you done this? Have you done this? Go and bring your book and start reading. This one I'll just be shouting. That one has stopped. My own is just to remind them. We will see them going to get the books that they will read.
I hope you. I mean, I don't know what else you want to hear, right? It works. It works. It works. And so do yourself a favor, right? And say goodbye to all the challenges that you have. especially as regards helping your children to learn, helping your children to focus. Do yourself a favor tonight and get in. Right? I mean, these are like real time testimonials because you can see them. These are like the calls. These are calls of people who are going through this same thing, who have all these results, who have seen results. And I'm not saying it, of course, every person is different and all of that, but I mean, if everybody's getting results, you would you get results as well? So go ahead right now, go to tensorkids.org/offer page. The link is in the comments, or you can go to Sell and Pay directly. You get instant access and you can start tonight. You can start tonight. I think we have like one more module left, but you can, I mean, you can start immediately with the first 4 modules. You also get all these bonuses instantly, right? Do not waste a single moment. Get in right now. Go to tensorkids/offer page. Choose the one you want. You can pay through seller. You can go with direct transfer, whichever one that works for you. I want to see you inside. So let me know if you are in right now. Let me know if you are in, because I need you. You need to. I want to see your own testimony. I want your own testimonial up here as well. I want your own testimonial up here as well. So the question is, am I going to have it? Are you going to finally put a spot or put a stop to this challenge once and for all? Because it has a solution. It has a solution. It has a solution. The question is, are you going to take it? Are you better off not taking it versus taking it? Whichever one that is, I hope that you make the right decision for yourself, for your children, for your family. Go to tensorkids.org/offer page. No, Tensor Kids, amazing, amazing. Abigail says waiting for confirmation. Great, great, great. Get in, get in, get in. Anyway, thank you for being here tonight, guys. Whether you got in or not, whether you joined the program or not, I am genuinely grateful that you gave me this time. I appreciate it. And so for those who joined, welcome to the Focus Switch family. And the team, if you paid with bank transfer, immediately we're done with this training now. The team will reach out with your asset. I think they'll just ask for your name, email, and account number, phone number, sorry, and then we'll get you in. For everyone else, once the page is over, once it closes, and when you come on here, you're just going to see the new price. You're going to see the new price. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, money is nothing, right? If you can get the result, get it. Thank you very much for staying. Thank you very much for coming here. And I'll see you on the inside. Have a great evening.